Obviously, I'm a Yankees fan, so I'd love to see him.
It's almost like legacy of like the NFL versus.
But I definitely think that Baker could be a really good player for the Panthers moving forward.
Did I say Oreos?
There's a lot of questions I have about Mahomes. Looks like a kid playing Madden.
Turning point in the game is the 13-second drive.
They play very hard, even though they're terrible.
He's a good pick. For sure. He's going to be a good player. But I can't argue against the Jamar Chase pick.
They made moves saying we're going to win this year, at least get into the playoffs.
I'm going with my guy, Corey Seager. So glad.
What's good, y'all? My name is Austin Drummond, and I play rugby for the University of Notre Dame. And you're listening to The Outsider's Opinion with Austin and Kevin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the week. No playoffs yet. That's for another video. This is still about the regular season, but the man that teased maybe one of his picks in an MLB postseason video, Austin.
Yeah, I think I did, but these are our picks. These are not predictions. These are who would we select if we were the selection committee, and we have two different picks for that.
Yes. So, yeah, let's start a little bit slow. Let's go Rookie of the Year. AL Rookie of the Year. I think this one was pretty cut and dry. Josh Young, I think, could have competed for it, but just the injury to it. So I think Gunnar Henderson.
I also have Gunnar Henderson. Henderson's played amazing this year. He's a major reason why they got the number one seed in the AL this year, and I definitely think he deserves it.
Yeah, he's an incredible player for the Orioles and really has helped them. So, yeah, I think that one. I think the Rookie of the Years are pretty cut and dry. Let's go in the NL. I believe it's Corbin Carroll.
I also have Corbin Carroll. I think these were both pretty easy to determine without any trouble.
Yeah, and it's just insane. I would have loved to see the Josh Young debate, but just injuries, NL, Ellie De La Cruz came on late. And no real... Because last year it was Strider, correct? That one Rookie of the Year? Or no?
Last year?
Yeah, last year.
I think it was Strider.
Okay. I didn't really see any rookie pitchers. But yeah, let's go right.
Well, there was Senga, but I didn't think he deserved it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think Corbin Carroll, what he did for the Diamondbacks, really put him up this high. So let's get to. So we're done Rookie of the Year. Do you want to go MVP? No, let's go Cy Young, right?
Yeah, let's do. You want to do Cy Young or Manager of the Year?
Let's go Manager of the Year, probably.
AL or NL? AL or NL?
Let's go NL.
For NL, I have Skip Schumacher. Skip Schumacher is the Marlins head coach, and I was really close between him and the Diamondbacks manager, but just because the Diamondbacks finished with the worst record, I went with the Marlins manager. Not many people anticipated them making the playoffs this year, and so I give him a lot of credit for helping this team on. I didn't think that Brian Snitker should have won, the Braves manager, mainly because they won 101 games last year and 104 games this year. I know it's a great roster, great team, and they're obviously one of the best teams in the MLB, but the improvement, the really being a manager, getting the most out of your players, I don't necessarily know if he is the best interpretation of that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on both points because Skip Schumacher is also my pick. I picked the Marlins to miss. I take the L on that. But yeah, I didn't expect this from the Marlins. And the way it's worked out for them. And I think Sandy Alcantara he wasn't as great as he was last year, but they were still able to. They made it to the postseason. And so I think he deserves to be the winner. Diamondbacks for me, yes, they did make the playoffs, but the Marlins to me, there wasn't anyone coming up in the system. It was they were moving stuff around. With the Diamondbacks, Corbin Carroll was coming up. And to me, he provided a huge boost. The Braves, like you said, last year they were great. They were also great this year. They had everything set in place. Marlins kind of put it together, and it really came up, and I think it's been a huge year for them.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Who's your AL?
My AL is Brandon Hyde. Talking about the Orioles, I know they had Gunnar Henderson, but this is the best team in the AL and really struggled starting pitching wise. I think I've been adamant they didn't do enough starting pitching wise, and they're the best team in the AL. Just really great players. I don't know who you had.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
okay,
mine. We're
okay,
4 for 4, I think.
okay. 4 for 4. I just didn't think Bochy deserved to be on it because
I
of
agree.
kind of
I agree. The Orioles were not supposed to win 101
yeah.
games. That's remarkable.
Rangers spent a ton of money, so that's another reason why. But yeah, the Orioles really did this, and as with a lot of young guys. So yeah, I think best team in the AL. So
100%.
yeah,
Where do you want to
okay,
go
four
next?
for four. AL Cy Young, I think Garrett Cole. I don't really,
Easy. Not
yeah.
even. I didn't even. That was the first thing I put down
Otani to me,
for
he
MVP.
didn't pitch as well. Valdi was injured. Yeah, and also Garrett Cole had an amazing year. He is a 2.63 ERA.
With the lowest whip in the MLB.
That's true. That's great point. So yeah, put in the arguments if you want, but I think it was pretty clear. Now NL, who do you have?
I have Blake Snell. I didn't want to, but by the end, he kind of just took it over. I thought it was pretty clear at the very end.
Yeah, you and I are in agreement as well. I have Blake Snell. You and I talked about it before. I really wanted Justin Steele to get it, but it seems like he and the Cubs really hit a wall. He's in the six. He's at a 3.06. Yeah, Blake Snell's at a 2.25 ERA. And he did more innings, but yeah, it's Blake Snell for me. And so, okay, we are in agreement on all of them.
Let's do AL MVP first,
Yeah,
because I know
let's
we're going to
go.
agree
The
here.
one we probably disagree on is the NL MVP, but let's go AL MVP. Otani. I wish Seager could compete for it, but injuries as well.
Otani led the league in WAR, missing an entire month. It has to be him. He
Yeah.
is remarkable. He's the best player in the league, and he's about to get a lot of money.
Yes, I think that's well said. So really no competition there because of injuries. NL, a lot of competition. I'm pretty sure you said Mookie Betts, correct? That's your NL MVP.
If if we're looking at the name of the award, most valuable, not best season, most valuable, it pretty easily for me was Mookie.
Okay.
Because when you consider how well the Braves this season have had the best offensive season since I believe the 1927 Yankees. So or 1919 Yankees, one of those two teams. So the fact that the Braves have been that good to where they're historically great, they did not need Acuna to have a great season for them to also win 100 games. But without Mookie, I feel like the Dodgers struggle more. They dealt with injuries throughout the entire season. Gavin Lux getting hurt at the beginning of the year hurt. They lost Justin Turner to free agency. There's a lot of moves here, a lot of shifting at the roster. I think Mookie did not have the better season, but was the most valuable player of the National League.
I understand what you're saying. And yeah, I see what you're saying. I know I said that just 2 times in a row, but when I was looking at it,
Here's something I just need you to answer. What makes Acuna more valuable? Not better, more valuable.
to me, it's the stolen bases. However, I know what you're going to say. And the thing that I wanted to check, okay, because it was going to get very interesting on who had more home runs. Because I know we were talking about that. Acuna ended up having more home runs. And but the thing is, like we talked about in the other video, these guys also have great teams around them. Like Mookie Betts is Freddie Freeman. Acuna has more players, but so to me, it was just like, who do I think deserves it? And the problem is, I'm going most outstanding season, but to me, that's kind of like who was just incredible this year, and I think that was Acuna. more than
Yeah.
Betts.
Betts had more, using Baseball Reference, he had
Yeah.
more wins above replacement. I just feel like he was more valuable to the Dodgers than Acuna was to the Braves. It's close, though.
Yeah, no, it's close, and I think this is great to have because, like we talked about it, well, these are pretty much set in stone. There were some races. The only legitimate race was this NL MVP. And to talk about Acuna, I want to talk about Acuna, also Betts as well. He was amazing. But Acuna, with the stolen bases, him getting to 70, that's insane. But to me, it's more okay, he stole a lot of bases. 70 to me is an inflated number. And someone was like, well, that's the rule, blah, blah, blah. Or he was like, well, I'm like, there should be like quote unquote asterisk because of just the number of steals.
It's it's a lot of things go into it when you consider the fact that not only are the bases bigger, but there's a pitch clock, and not only is there a pitch clock, you can only step off uh, to try to stop the runner 2 times. If you do it a third time, they automatically get second base. There's a lot of stuff going against pitchers when it comes to guys that are fast on base. So I don't really value it as much as I would have. If he had stolen 73 bases last season, it wouldn't even be close for me. I would have him as easily the best or the more valuable player. It's just a fact when you consider how many stolen bases across the league there were. It's hard for me to put him into a spot where I'm like, oh, he's so much better. For example, last year the leader in stolen bases was John Birdie with 41. This year, the top 4 players got more than the first place last year. Top 4 this year got more than last year's first. That disparity makes it very hard for me to consider it as at face value, at just 73 steals. There's more nuance to that number than people really want to put into it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm still saying it's impressive, but like, oh, 70 bases stolen. I'm like, cool. To me, it's like he stole a lot of bases. That number's a little bit higher based off what you said. Still impressive. To me, the batting average is also impressive in the home runs. It seemed like he put together one of his better seasons. And then I also wanted to bring this up because I was thinking about this video or thinking about that. And so, do you know who the leader in stolen bases in? We're going back to the Rookie of the Year for the Arizona Diamondbacks is.
It's Corbin Carroll, right?
No, that's. I was like, I saw it. I was like, oh, he's second.
This
Who's
year?
one? No. What do you mean? I'm saying in the history of Diamondbacks history, who has the most stolen bases
in a season?
Yeah.
Okay, I still would have guessed Carroll, but let's see who Diamondbacks history. Can you give me like? Is it anywhere near
the year 2000?
Okay, that's a good hint. So Diamondbacks player before the year 2000. That's a tough one. Just tell me. Let's see.
Tony Womack.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You want to guess how many bases he stole?
Well, I know that this year Corbin stole 50 something, so it'd have to be more than 50.
Yes. I didn't even know this. I was like, okay, I know he's second. Like, even with the new rules, that's just insane. He wasn't first, so.
Okay. Let's go 65.
No.
More or less?
More.
70?
You got one more guess, and then
70?
No. 72.
Wow. So
just
Acuna barely
less than Acuna.
Yeah. I would say that's extremely impressive.
That's extremely impressive given everything. But still impressive for Acuna. That's why he's MVP. In combination, he just dominated the sport in he was second in ERA, but he also was top 5 in homers. And I think he's a really good defender, but also really a threat on the bases. That's what that number tells me. And he did it at such a great clip. Not too much like, oh, 73. That's insane, but still stole a ton of bases. That's the thing I'm taking from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and I only disagreed on one thing, and that's the most controversial, I think. I'm sure voters are dealing with that right now.
Yeah, we spent half of our time of this episode talking about just that one.
Yeah.
So it's the only one that's worth talking about more than just mentioning who the winner is.
Yeah, I agree. And I can't wait to see the voting because they released the voting splits, right? Or no?
Yes, they do. They do release that.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. Let us know what you think, and we appreciate you listening to Outsiders' Opinions.